Fazbear Entertainment always looked for opportunities to make more money, with the goal to never lose the image of the childlike innocence they had created. Over decades of fine-tuning their brand, and most importantly, locations. Despite the curse that seemed to have befallen the franchise, the Fazbear Entertainment Mega Pizzaplex had an incredible amount of attractions, to attract even the crankiest of children. But one day, a higher-up at Fazbear thought to himself, what about adults? He was very well aware of the connotations of putting the words adult entertainment together with Fazbear, and he didn't want to think of that, even for a second. But there were other ways adults could have fun. The first idea had been thrown into the room as a casino. Though gambling just happened to be illegal in the state the Pizzaplex was in. The loophole the Fazbear arcade games used to get around that was that the winnings were tickets in exchange for toys. But something like that wouldn't work for adults. It took the creative minds behind the corporation until the day a sinkhole brought half of the Pizzaplex down a level, and a complete renovation of the entire building for it to finally click. Turned the newly and forcefully enlarged basement space into a spa, with fake windows showing just the fake outdoors, with a sauna, massage parlor, and more adult foods such as wine and cocktails, maybe even expensive cakes and desserts. Though finding the right pricing for this place was difficult. Of course, the upper echelon of Fazbear wanted to avoid riffraff with rowdy children running around on there as much as possible, while at the same time not just sell it as something for upper-class people. Not only do filthy rich people not go to Fazbear locations, the clientele that Fazbear created The clientele that Fazbear had catered to would then also be unable to afford it. In the meantime, however, someone leaked the plans of this new attraction with its premise on the internet, with such confidence that Fazbear would now experience an incredible backlash if they scrapped it, especially this late into the process. Though, thanks to the suggestion of the son of the current CEO of After Robotics, they would buy themselves some time by making the first few months of the attraction's lifespan Fast Club exclusive just to bug test it, as he had put it. And then the conversation switched to the animatronics, who would be best fitted for this place. Freddy was obvious, almost a little too much. Roxy and Chica were considered until someone searched up the two female animatronics on the internet and then just placed their phone in the middle of the conversation table, though some people in the boardroom still saw it as an opportunity. It would be decided later, as Monty as well was just a no-no. He was too rowdy, too aggressive. This only left the daycare attendant. The irony that someone called daycare attendant would be in charge of what was essentially an adult daycare went over the big shots' heads. Though the day mode attendant would definitely not be fit for this. And that is how you, second on-duty engineer and trained programmer of the Fazbear Pizzaplex, ended up in parts and services with a blank daycare attendant endoskeleton, trying to figure out how to extract Moon's personality from the main animatronic and copy it into the new machine, while also making changes so that it could work in a spa. And of course, they didn't make it easy for you. The data files and codes weren't ordered properly, so you're painfully dragging and dropping code pieces into new files and documents, writing more code, and just simply being busy with what you were paid for to do for once in your goddamn career choice. What fun. You'd been working on this for over a month now, and honestly would have preferred it if you were just needed to adjust some screws. Whatever. So far you had 3 failed attempts. The first time you had created a zombie-like robot who seemingly, genuinely wanted to rip your spine out for being awake during nap time. That one was immediately scrapped. The second one had Moon's voice, acted like Moon, but had the personality of Sun. That one was scrapped. Third one, for some reason, wanted to mate with an electrical outlet. And as curious as you were, you shut him off before he could damage his endoskeleton. Though, that did give you some ideas. Coffee? You looked up. It was the day shift guard Brian. Thanks. Oh, of course it was just simple fast blend coffee. At least Brian didn't cheap out on the cinnamon this time. The only way you could stomach this toilet water of a drink. How's it going? Did he try to mate with you again? You blushed. No. Also, it was an outlet, not me. The man chuckled and just casually said, You do realize you kinda have 2 outlets too, right? You blushed. Slip of the tongue. Whenever Brian was attracted to someone, anything that could be perceived as lewd, he'd use for a stupid pickup line like that. Don't you have anything better to do? I mean, I could be doing you... The look you gave him made him back off. Okay, no goofing off. I get ya. And then he said, Look, it's getting late. Night shift will be taking over soon. It's Terminator tonight, so just don't bother him, alright? Understood, you said. Terminator was a Russian ex-military guy. Big softy. With huge emphasis on the big part. The name Terminator had been given to him after he single-handedly saved the lives of 4 security guards on the last Black Friday by plowing through the mass of people like, well, a Terminator. Oh, also he looked quite starry too. He had a scar running across his entire face. I'll make sure to remember that. Brian nodded and soon left you alone. Your programming continued until late into the night, and honestly, despite this being your chosen profession, you were genuinely getting sick of this dragging and dropping. And at around 3 a.m., however, you were finally done. Uploading the new moon into the endoskeleton worked without an issue. You then decided to take a break as the mechanical arms of the protective dome put his outer shell pieces where they belonged, as well as turning him on. Confused, the robot first looked around. Thank God, so far he didn't hump anything. Grunting, he tore at his facial plate. He was clearly in pain, so you activated the intercom. Status report?
The light! It's burning me!
You blinked. Okay, so he was being a little cranky. I checked your light sensors 3 times. They're at an adequate sensitivity.
Where's Sun?
He shouted. Currently, Sun is in the renovated daycare getting used to the new layout after the sinkhole swallowed it. Moon let go of his face and now approached the glass, pressing his face against it.
And you did this? You took me out of him, correct? Oh, boss, you have done me a great service. Now please shut off these lights.
Using your maintenance tablet, you dimmed them by about 20%.
That's better. Now, Brian told me this would happen. It appears I'm now an adult entertainer.
You are the mascot of the Sleepy Time Spa of the Pizzaplex. We have uploaded adult-oriented non-political jokes into your database, so in the evening you will have a stand-up performance, mostly on Casual Friday.
Right. What does non-political mean?
You won't be making fun of skin color, sexual orientation, or political leanings. The robot blinked.
Are the jokes even funny at that point?
You shrugged in response.
What else?
You smirked and began to recite all the things you were supposed to program. Massages, sauna companion, yoga instructor, and your personal favorite, barkeeper. He also had now a shampoo nozzle in his fingertips to even function as a hairstylist, though you were that limited on the styles he could attempt, only allowing for a small catalog of 5 specific ones, or just simply following any instructions given to him by the customer. Though there was one more function he had, something that you installed privately, just for yourself. Well, you said, do you want to put your new skills to the test?
Yes, please.
With the robot behind yourself, you wandered into the atrium, where you typed in the code for the basement into the number pad. As long as the spa was inactive, the regular keypad of the elevator didn't send people down here. And once the doors opened, the robot jumped back. He didn't expect to see this. The floors looked sleek in a pleasant cream color. The walls, while merely naked rock, had beautiful texture worked into them. And the ceiling, while being the same color as the floor, was completely filled with small holes out of which LED lights shined, giving the entire place the illusion one was entering through a hallway into a futuristic spacecraft. At the reception, you simply unlocked the door to enter the spa proper. When this place was open, a staff bot would deal with entrances and exits of guests. And from there, you entered the main attraction. It was about the size of Gator Golf, maybe a little bigger. Had the same features as the hallway before, with the cream-colored floor and the almost starry ceilings. In regular intervals stood pillars holding up the construction. They were illuminated by spotlights to accentuate the intricate designs worked into the rock. The smell of new was all around this place. You couldn't wait to see it replaced by the smell of essential oils.
This looks fantastic. But then again, I'm programmed to find it fantastic.
He ran forward like an excited child. On the right we have the massage parlor, on the other end are the pools. You, for obvious reasons, don't have access to them. The pools are filled with pleasantly warm salt water, so they're basically just really big and expensive hot tubs. And to our left are the saunas. You pointed at the middle, which had a huge circular bar filling it. And there we sell alcoholic beverages. Moon jumped over the counter, opening the small fridges to check the bottles. Meanwhile, you sat down at the bar stool.
And what now? I mean, do I just run around, get used to everything?
No, I'm here for a guided tour. You lean forward on your chair, placing a hand on your chin. Though, officially I meant to use dummies for this, but I worked way too hard on you to just let it all go to waste. You are going to give me a full care package. For free. He blinked.
How do I do this now?
Access databank C0CK. He blinked.
Ah, cocktails. I understand. What would you like me to mix? I can make 36 different drinks.
A simple Dirty Shirley with 1 extra ice cube.
Got it, boss.
Skillfully, the robot proceeded to mix your drink. He even managed to pull off some tricks with the shaker. The Dirty Shirley combined flavored cherry vodka, grenadine syrup, lime juice, and ginger ale.
Wow, this is actually fun.
I increased your fun settings for this activity to be on par with watching children fulfill their nap time properly. You can thank me for that. He then placed the drink before you with a straw, and a long toothpick that had 3 cherries skewered through it. The drink was powerful, had a fresh, fruity taste, with the vodka giving it a kick like a mule. Safe to say, you loved it. Mechanical precision be thanked. Probably not even Kevin, the other on-duty engineer of the Pizzaplex, and your mentor-turned-rival, could program such perfection. After you finished your drink, you told the giddy robot that you'd like a massage next. To show him the place, you guided him to the massage parlor, where you undressed, before lying down on the massage table. The robot made a noise of discomfort, and with your face pressed to the table's opening, you simply said, "Come on, I don't have all night." The robot stepped next to you.
I need more input.
"Oh yeah, right. I'd like an aromatherapy hot stone massage." You smiled as you heard the robot sigh, as he began to rummage behind you, heating up basalt stones. Once he was done, he proceeded to gently place the 120-degree hot stones on your back and hip. After he generously applied and massaged heated essential oils into your skin, he then glided the hot stone along your skin. You moaned blissfully. It felt amazing. As he worked deeper into your muscles, you gasped. Yes, you deserve this. You had been working on this for months, ever since the renovation started. The wonderful job the robot was doing was making your heart slow down, and it was difficult to not fall asleep. After this 40-minute express treatment, you sat up, feeling relaxed yet also full of energy. You then smirked. "Well, Moon, there's one more thing I'd really like to try." Kicking away your discarded clothes, you marched to the sauna area.
Shouldn't you get dressed first, boss? Maybe a bathrobe, or at least a towel.
Where we're going, we won't be needing those. Besides, there's no one here besides you and me. He blinked curiously.
I see.
The attraction had 4 sauna rooms. 2 for women, 1 for men, and 1 shared one. Since Moon counted as a male, he only had access to the shared sauna. You fiddled with the sauna settings. Looking Moon up and down, you narrowed your eyes and put in 30 minutes on a relatively low temperature. After all, you wanted to sweat, but not die. Once inside the wooden room, you spread out a towel on the wooden bench before lying down on it. Moon sitting next to you. He waited for a few minutes to let the room get hot. On his own, the animatronic poured a bit of liquid onto the hot stones. While the machine wasn't allowed to get submerged in water, he could easily shake off the steam. And once you felt nice and toasty, you rolled onto your chest to look at the machine. Moon, activate personal setting 19831-987-S. The robot blinked.
What the?
As something began to poke out from his pants. You smiled before climbing onto his lap, swiping away some of the condensation on his face. He looked straight into your eyes. Just something I quickly cobbled together. you said before kissing his cheek gently. After all, you said as your hands reached for a zipper, your heart racing, face red from arousal. You can only work so long, so close to big, scary robots before you develop a secret obsession. Don't worry, I made sure you'll like this even more than sending kids to nap time. Just lay back and let me make you feel as good as you did me just a few minutes ago in that parlor. Hey, thank you for watching my video until the end. If you're new here, I hope you stick around and watch a few more. But before I say goodbye, I'd like to remind you to like the video and subscribe. I also have a Ko-fi and Patreon if you want to support me financially. And I also have a community Discord server. All links are down in the description. Hope you have a good day. Until next time.